Hey everybody, welcome to Drive Thru Review 283. Today we're going to talk about BraveRats. This is a new game from Blue Orange, and it is designed by Seiji Kanai. And this is, I think, just the latest revision of a game called R or Triple R. And there's been a few others released in Japan and various places. But this is basically just a small two-player game. Takes about 5 minutes to play. Let me just jump into how it works, and then I'll come back and tell you what I think of it. Okay, so here's everything you get in the box. Each player is going to get 2 decks of cards, and they are identical. And you also have this little cheat sheet here, which gives you a list of every card that is in each player's deck. So you've got the Prince, the General, the Wizard, all the way down to the Princess and the Musician. And then you have a little chart here, and this will come in handy. So what's going to happen is you basically play a game, and the first person to win 4 rounds is going to win that game. Then you can play multiple games, do best out of 3, best out of 5, best out of 7. The rules are pretty short, but there's a little bit of explanation here on the various different cards and how they may interact with other cards. And then you also have several variants here, which are fun. I played a couple of these here, the drafting and the lucky draw and stuff, so it does give you some variety, but very simple. What each player is going to do is put a card face down, and they're going to reveal them simultaneously. And then for the most part, you're going to compare the actual number value, and whoever has the highest is going to win. However, each card has special little effects here. So you can see the number 5 card actually says nullify the special power of your opponent's card. And the number 1 here is the Princess. This says if your opponent plays the Prince, you automatically win the whole game. So if the red player here had played his Prince, then that would just cancel out the game, and then the blue player would win that particular game. Otherwise, let's say this was the actual play here, the red player would win this round because he's got a higher number, and then the blue player would take and put that face down, and then we could see here, okay, we've got 1 round to 0, and then I'll just do these randomly here. So he's got the Prince. Oh, there we got a tie now. Okay, so what's going to happen is these are going to stay here. We're going to hold over for the next round. Let's see what we got here. So Princess, that would have not been a very smart play because the 2 princes are out already. And then we got here a 6, so the 6 will beat the 1. In this case, then they'll get 2 victories, and these will go face down. So the first person to have 4 victories will win the game, and then you can play, like I said, best out of 7 or whatever. Now there will be some interesting collisions with the special abilities here. So if you play this one here, it says the lowest strength wins. That's the number 3, that's the assassin. But let's say I had played that against the Prince, and the Prince says you win this round. Well, there's other different cards that are going to say, okay, well, what happens here? I win this round, or the lowest strength wins. Well, he's a 3, but he says I win this round. If you take a look at this results table, after a while you're just going to memorize this, but you can say, okay, blue played the 7, and then red played the 3, so we're going to mix those up there. Blue's actually going to win that. So there is further clarification on why that's the case inside the rule book, but some of it's going to be kind of counterintuitive. But once you get to know the different special abilities and how they interact with each other, then it's pretty easy. I will say my favorite way to play is either the draft or the which one is it? The lucky draw. So you have the 8 starting cards, but each player then draws 3 and chooses 1 to play. So you play, then draw. So you don't have everything available, so it kind of limits you. So I do kind of like that, just because you don't get too much in each other's head. But so it's kind of a nice variant. But again, after I play that like once or twice, then I like to just go back and play the normal way as well. So it just gives you a way to kind of mix things up. That's pretty much how you play. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the overview. That might have been the shortest rules explanation I've ever done. The game literally takes 5 minutes to play, but it's not really meant to just be played once. It's meant to be played multiple times. Yesterday I played it probably about 15 times in a row, and today I played it a couple more times. And it's very quick and very light, but the really kind of the point of the game is to have sort of the carryover from one game to the next with your opponent. It's like, okay, it was early in the game, they kind of went with the 1 strategy or the 0 strategy or whatever, the 2 to make me show my the card that I'm going to play the next round. So there's not a lot to it, but it just becomes this sort of kind of outguessing game. Very quick filler, just something you just whip out, break it out, play it, and get it done. Now, I'm kind of 2 minds of this, but I think I'm going to keep this one because Love Letter and Lost Legacy are the other 2 Seiji Kanai games that I really like. Also Chronicle, and I'm probably forgetting another one I really enjoy. This one's nice because those other games, they kind of okay work with 2 players, but this one is specifically for 2 players. So I can envision myself actually, for like a travel box, I can put a little deck box and I can put like, 5 Seiji Kanai games in the one deck box. So if there's only 2 of us, I break out BraveRats. If there's a couple more of us, we do Love Letter or Lost Legacy or whatever. So this is going to fit a nice little niche inside that, kind of little travel box. So definitely take a look at it. It's fun, and it's not something you're going to play once and be like blown away by, but if you sit there and play it enough times with your partner, then it's going to be fun after you kind of get into each other's head a little bit and kind of mess around. So anyway, BraveRats, definitely take a look at it. I do like the components and the tin and everything too. So anyway, thanks.